Well, this little painting is of a cottage in the moonlight, and it is one of my speed painting exercises. Here we're using 3 colours. We're introducing some yellow for a bit of colour on the trees and things. So take your time and work through this, and you can do it in oils or acrylic, and just try and make sure that you keep your cottage down low and your fence up high, so you're not looking over the fence. So bring your sky well down. Also, don't leave too much room either side. Make sure the bigger space is in the middle of the painting.
You'll notice here for this painting I only have 3 colours up here: Prussian blue, warm yellow and white. We start by painting the sky, and the night sky is Prussian blue. So let's just put Prussian blue all over the area that we want sky. And this is acrylic paint, so it's drying a little bit quicker than oil paint would. I'm crisscrossing it and brushing backwards and forwards at the same time. Plenty of paint. And fill in the top 2/3 or just a bit more than the top 2/3 of your board with our Prussian blue. And that's the colour of our night sky. We go crisscross, and then we'll have a long brush stroke and we'll get a nice flat sky. And all this area over here too. Now that's just about used all my Prussian blue paint up just to paint the sky. And then backwards and forwards we'll get it smoothed out. And then with a little bit of white, not much. Now, not in the middle, not quite the middle. Put the white where our moon will be. We'll bring it out in all directions. I'm using a big 2-inch brush. You might want to use a little brush, or you can use a big brush like I am if you wish. Bring it out in all directions. And that'll give us the glow of the moon. If you're working in oil paints, you'll be able to do this a lot neater, but because I'm working in acrylics, it dries rather quickly. So we'll have our moon glaring out like that, but not too much trouble. Now, 1 spot of paint on my finger, and there's our moon. That's the easiest way to draw a circle. And a little bit of yellow in the middle, and there's our moon. That's it. 1 moon. Doesn't look very round, or if I make it perfectly round it'll be very big. That's round enough today. And with a little bit of white on our flat hog bristle brush, we'll paint in some mountains. Something like that. And because my paint is dry underneath, I need to add some Prussian blue, and that gives us a mountain. Something like that shape. Now if you have a favourite mountain, you put it in there, but that's just a mountain shape. You might have a favourite mountain that has 2 humps. You can put that in there, whatever you wish, and that is about 1/3 of the way up from the bottom of the board. Now I'll take the round brush and we'll paint in some trees in front of the mountain. And they'll come up, over here. Now put the brush strokes in, even though you can't see it, put the blue on top of the blue. Put the brush strokes in there, and over here too, and that's our background trees. And here I've mixed some white and yellow together to give us a very pale yellow, and we'll have dab, 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 dab. Now only the tips of the trees need to be dabbed, because that's the only little bit that's in the moonlight. And that will give you the moonlight on top of the trees. And then clean your brush here before you reload it. Reload it again. You see my brush is squashed. That's what we want. Dab, dab. This time the moonlight's shining on the other side of the trees. And some more. There. And we'll unload the brush again. Clean your brush, and then with our little round brush, loaded with a little bit of white, you see this paint on one side and no paint on the other side? Put the brush on and I'll twist it I'll twist the brush and the paint will roll off. That's a little bit much there, but we're going to have a tree up there later. Have a few little branches. Watch that they're not all evenly spaced, these branches. Just a few little branches. Not a lot. Also, while we're up close here, I put yellow and white on the brush and roll the brush and let it come across there. Just in the middle of the picture, not up the side or up the other side, in the middle. And a few tree branches here, not many. Roll the brush. And they face into the picture. Now with whichever brush you wish to use, just block in the dark colours, which is all the foreground here. There. And a bit of yellow on top. And it'll automatically turn green. Now, where should we place our house? The eye line is about there, so that'll be about the middle of the windows. So let's have our house back here somewhere, about there. That's our little house. I'll block it in there. A bit of shadow around the house. Now with pure white on my brush, the brush is still dirty with the blue. We'll paint in the roof. This is a tin roof. Place the sheets of iron on. Put the bottom ones on first and then the top ones, and then the top ones overlap the bottom ones. Paint in a little tank and the skillion. And with the little round brush we're going to finish our roof off. Bring it up, because it's taller than us, bring it up. Now, put some legs on the tank. You can just see them shining in the light there. Now that's a bit too bright there. Windows, they get bigger as they come closer to you. That one's small, that one's bigger. And some posts holding the veranda up. This one needs to be light or we won't be able to see it. And we'll have a bit of moonlight shining on the edge of the roof there and there. And this under here needs to be dark. So that's our little house. I'll crisscross that road in. Now for our big tree. Let's pick up dark and light. Plenty of yellow there. That'll turn green. So it's got dark on one side and light on the other. That's just Prussian blue and yellow. And because our tree needs to come up into the moon, but not destroy the moon, let's put the top of the tree on first. I don't like that bit there. So I'll make sure the tree covers that bit to get rid of it. And this is what we're doing. This is speed painting. We'll make it up as we go along. Everything that's good, we use it to our advantage. If it's no good, we change it. Load the brush again. I do like the mountain, so I'll leave that there, but I'll just change that bit there. I can have that shining through. I can have a gap there. Use that bit to our advantage. That's okay for the shape of the tree. You might have your tree over here or over there. You might have a problem here. You might want to put a bit more tree there. We'll put a little bit of green here just in case we need it. You could go darker green there too. No reason. And while the brush is loaded, we can have a few flowers here. And a few flowers up the back there. You can't quite see it. Leave it dark there. A few little flowers here. And put some white tips on those flowers too. Looks good. And I've loaded the brush again. We'll have some flowers here. And a few flowers here. Now there's a spot there missing. I'll cover that up with a flower. There. And then with our knife, load one side with dark and one side with light. So we've got two colours on the knife, dark and light. And come across to our tree. Now we did load the knife with dark and light, especially because we do want the light on the inside. You see there? And that's the trunk of the tree. And then with our little fine brush, we can finish that off. Put a few branches up into the tree. Over here into the moonlight. And you can have a dead branch coming out into the moonlight if you want to, like that, and a few twigs on the ground. We can have a simple fence. This time let's put our fence in with the brush rather than the knife. Just a few fence posts like this. It does need the dark as well as the light. There, dark and light. And some rails. Not too fancy, not too fancy. Don't try and join everything up. Then there's the things you need to highlight, such as the top of the posts, there. I think my roof is just a little bit too bright, so we go over that and dull it down a little bit. And the water tank. Well, I think that'll do. We touch up the little bits missing. And that's the little house in the moonlight. Very easy scene and a good one for children.